Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about the case. A very, for some of you, confusing case, as you may think of it. It is what it is. But yeah, finally, Steyn has at some point annotated on what was used to make the calls that are referred to as internet calls. And in that process, then there was a bit of blundering where, in my opinion, shot himself very short, by saying that there was a bit of WhatsApp there and, in fact,
a bit of BBM.
And BBM. And that created a lot of problems for him, because now he needed to answer on the issues that are at hand, such as in 2014, there was no WhatsApp calls, and in the BBM, there was no calls there. Even if there was, it was through a certain pin. So that is the problem that Steyn faced afterwards. So they say you can say whatever you want to say, you can lie however you want to lie, but eventually it does catch up with you. So the question is, where did then Steyn got all these calls that he's been referring to? Because now we are getting that such things do not exist, as we have been mentioning them, we've been calling them out on Mzansi Reality. So stay tuned with us. Remember, you might lose me some along the way, but it's okay, because I'm not gone. I'm gonna be back if it happens. I'm saying this in advance. If it happens, I'm gonna be back to take your calls, and that would mean that Emily will not be here. So, Emily, greetings.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Zand Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for another deliberation on the Senzo Meyiwa Trial. Oh my God, is Steyn for real? Is Colonel Steyn for real, you guys? Is he really thinking that South Africans overall are that dumb? Are we dummified to that extent? I don't know what to make of this. It's like we are being undermined. Our intelligence is being undermined here. It's like we can't think for ourselves. Someone has to do the thinking for us. And in this instance, Steyn has volunteered himself. So court resumed with Malo saying that the proceedings adjourned on Friday to view the disc session of the Section 205s, and he said that it appeared that everyone was now ready to continue this morning, and advocate Zitulele Khumalo for accused number 4 continued with cross-examination. Khumalo started off by asking Steyn, you told this court that there was information that you drew from the SPSS central database. The information there is the same as the one depicted in the table, and Steyn said that it's not the same. I just used the database to compile the table. When asked what information he drew there, Steyn said that there is a lot of other columns like the latitude. He said, I only used the basics to inform the court that there was a difference between the handset and the handset numbers. The SIM card is the same. There was a MTC and the date and the time. You know, today Steyn was creating even more confusion. It just sounded like hogwash, a lot of things that he was saying. It was gibberish. It was things that were not making sense, in my opinion. It was like the more he continues to sit on that stand, the more confused we are all going to be.
No.
Once he's done testifying.
Not them Zanzi people. I think himself.
You think himself? He was even confused himself. It was a tragedy. It was a bloodbath. I don't understand why people keep doing this to themselves, but I guess it's life. When you're cornered, you're cornered. If you are wrong, you can't admit that you're wrong for fear that you may be in trouble of some sort. But high corner, this has been a stretch. This
Yes.
has been a stretch and it's embarrassing to watch. Well, Steyn confirmed that the information that was in the central database of the police is the same as the Section 205 record from the service provider. And Khumalo asked him why you did not include in your affidavit information in the database and service provider. Then Steyn said, like I already mentioned, I designed that spreadsheet myself. The number is coming from the download. It has nothing to do with the Section 205. I did work on both, but drew up this table for the court. I only used some numbers I thought was relevant to this court. And Khumalo asked him the 2-hour rule. For instance, on the 2nd of August 2014 at 22:40, it means 0040, and then Steyn said yes. And Khumalo asked him, this 2-hour rule, does it affect minutes and seconds? And Steyn said no, it's just 2 hours complete. It has nothing to do with minutes and seconds. Khumalo then asked him, does it affect the duration of the call?
Another blunder.
And Steyn said no. How is it a blunder?
No, because later he did such a mistake of adding that 2 hours and removing some of the minutes and seconds, and that's when Khumalo was going. I mean, later Khumalo cornered him into asking him such a question. Then he starts answering with an average answer. You know, we're looking for an answer that is almost in the middle. So there is no consistency. None whatsoever. And even this thing of universal time,
whatever.
It's nonsense if you ask me.
He was explaining it for Australia and South Africa.
Oh yes,
the time difference.
Yeah, we did say Pinky is not coming. No,
yes.
There is no way they would have called Pinky. No way.
Yes, the judge said no. It's very stern no. It was like a no of no. No, she's not coming. I mean, Mr. Steyn has already covered everything. So what would the be? I remembered Mr. Anonymous. I'm like, Mr. Anonymous called it. Mr. Anonymous, you said Pinky will not be returning.
Oh, Belter, Ngwenya, thank you. Thank you very much for the gift.
Thank you, Belter.
There's no why. Guys, just like the video. Continue doing what we normally do.
Is it Belter or Delta?
It's Belter.
Belter, thank you so much.
Yes, please like the video. Like the video, put it on 100 and something already so that we watch without any problems.
Oh, yes.
Continue, Amy.
So Khumalo asked him the cell name, and Steyn said yes. And Khumalo turned to exhibit KKK5C and asked, is it correct that the GPRS is a GPRS stream? And Steyn said correct. Khumalo asked him, is it also correct that you told the court that when you look at the GPRS stream, the call would have been between the 3rd of August 2014 004331? And Steyn said correct. So it would have been between that time and the 3rd of August 004711. And Steyn said, yeah, we can roughly work on that. So Khumalo asked him, if your evidence is to be believed that the 2-hour rule does affect the minutes and seconds, where is the 004047 in exhibit KKL5C on the 3rd of August?
See? Because of the agitation of trying to match things, even move things, because there are two things that were achieved by the so-called 2 hours, in my opinion. The first one is to move the calls that could have happened at the same time. Yes, that's where the problem started, and then you move them to closer to where there could have been data usage. Those are the achievement of, in my opinion, of 2 hours. So they couldn't answer for the issue of why this call with same phone would have a call coming through section 205 of a different number, while also on the other side, on internet, it is busy with other calls.
So
that is where the problem was.
So I also remember Advocate Baloyi somewhere in his re-examination speaking to that effect of Ms. Faintelingam said that GPR stream just indicates data usage. There's no telling
What was
happening.
Yeah.
And Steyn was like, yes, confirming like he also works for Vodacom. So that 2 hour could have also been done, like you're saying, to adjust for the internet usage.
Which now has backfired, because on top of that 2 hour, then what now needs to happen is the changing of towers, which is not, in my opinion, it shouldn't. There is no way the towers change.
That's why they're not even mentioned.
No way. Towers stay the same. Towers stay the same. In fact, that thing of 2 hours, in my opinion, I'm not a master of this thing, but I feel like it should only be used, not even 2 hours. That thing of additional hours or minusing or plusing, it should be used if there was a call between two countries.
Different time zones.
Like they was making an example of Australia of 7 hours. And if you are 7 hours behind, then that +2 on the data that comes from that side, it would make sense.
But now it doesn't.
Because the question is, why are we convecting what is already convected? It's on the time zone of South Africa in any case. And you would see that eventually, later on, when Mshololo is asking, he almost, I don't know whether it was deliberate from Mshololo or it was almost a luck that landed Mshololo there on the issue of calls. Because now I wanted, in my opinion, I wanted to know, okay, you are saying these 2 hours is added. What about other calls that were direct calls that were downloaded on your phone? What are they aligning with Section 205? Do you understand? That's where it almost landed. And then somewhere, somehow, it turned. But I'm just saying that I believe that if you were to analyze those calls, direct calls, like your cell phone number to a share phone number, you would be able to see that, okay, actually there was a call around this time. Let's go check on Section 205. Then 205 is going to tell you exactly at that time. Because obviously, remember, 205 does not change anything according to them. So anything that is there is the truth. It's a gospel truth. So whatever that you get there, then it will be the truth also.
Steyn said that it was not going to show directly there, because if you go on starting data, you can make a call while you're on your data system. Then you can go to the GPRS or you can go to another WhatsApp. Steyn was extremely difficult. In my opinion, he spoke with confidence as if he was asked what was the previous page on. Then he went to that page. Then it was not there, only to tell Khumalo that it was in another exhibit. Because at some point, Khumalo was like, I'm looking for this specific transaction. And he's like, no, it's in the previous page. Then after flipping to the previous page, it's not there. And then he's like, okay, let's go to another exhibit. So
Khumalo was the one that was cancelled.
And Khumalo seemed annoyed by all of this. Eventually, I caught him whispering this to his learned colleagues. He's like, guys, we're not going to finish here.
That's when Mshololo was asking, after he asked about the cell phone number, I think. And then Mshololo said, what was the gadget? And then Khumalo was like, no, I'm not going to ask that. Obviously, we are not going to finish.
We're not going to finish here. So it was very, very weird. Malo then turned the calls of the 15th of October, or to the calls of the 15th of October. Malo then said, when you refer to the GPRS stream, when was that transaction made? And Steyn said, before I go there, let me fix the issue of the 2 hours. It will be 1933. If you look at the transaction, you'll find that there was a lot that she was doing. She may have been playing music as well. This is with regards to Kelly Khumalo. He's speculating that perhaps she could have been playing music. And then that's now saying it was a lot of data. So since it was a lot of data, it means she was making a data call. Malo then asked him, is it correct that the duration on the 2nd of August 2014 of the call does not appear there? And Steyn said that's correct, but it does appear on the downloads. Malo then asked him, is it correct that the cell name does not appear there? And Steyn said that's correct, but it does appear on the previous page.
Now that's a cell phone owner.
And then Malo said, let's move to the 15th of October 2014 transaction when you refer to the GPRS stream. Where is that communication when you add 2 hours? Is it 1933? And Steyn said yes. And Malo asked him, where is it? And Steyn said, there, from the 15th of October until 16th of October. There was a lot she was doing on the phone. And Malo asked, when you add the 2 hours, Steyn said yes, the duration and volume and bytes used is clear. She didn't switch off her phone. And Malo asked, so you are saying this communication could have happened on the 16th of October? And Steyn said, if she started using her phone from the 15th, it means she had been using it all this time. Then Malo was done with his cross-examination. Then entered advocate Zand Mshololo, and she began by asking the state for the records of the 27th of July 2023. And her first question to Steyn was on the line 11 under your testimony. The reason why I'm referring you to this evidence is because I want to show you what you came to do here is to do the repetition of evidence you have already testified about before.
So what Malo established here, he was very good. I think Malo was very good on the last hours. What he established first of all is that the downloads, most of them did not have the name, the ownership. So he needed Steyn needed section 205 to actually get the names sometimes, as much as it doesn't want to own to section 205 as something that is used on the analysis together with the so-called download. Eventually, when things turn difficult, it goes back to section 205, like the issue of data not aligning exactly at the time of the call. Now we're saying it could have been something else that was happening on the phone. The question that I have is that who said the data was turned on and turned off? Or what if, like some of us, our cell phones are always on internet? So now what does that mean? Does that mean now we're making calls or doing all these other things? The thinking, the logic behind how these
there's
things
no
are done.
explanation, honestly, for how Steyn came to the conclusion that it was a data call, to be specific. He was like, I looked at the cell phone downloads, but how there's a vacuum there.
So the 2 hour thing did not land them exactly where it was supposed to land. Yes, they moved, in my opinion, but still they did not land where they would have to land it.
So I hope that these loopholes somehow they get us to where we need to be, because there's a lot of them when it comes to Steyn. And Steyn said that he wasn't 100% with Advocate Mshololo, as she was saying to him, I'm going to show you the repetitions that you came here to make. You know, and Mshololo then said, you'll get it as we go. I just highlighted the repetitions that you have already testified about this, and now you came to repeat the same information. And Steyn said, okay. Mshololo quoted Steyn's evidence from the 27th of July 2023 when he testified in court, and Mshololo read where Steyn said that the numbers are edited before being added to the analyst notebook program, and that they took out the zeros before the number. So now Steyn has come back to say that taking out those zeros is not editing. Somehow that is supposed to stick. I don't know. This is Rata's court. Everything goes here. So now he's taking out this part that he edited. Okay, and Mshololo then said that portion of evidence you already testified about last year. And Steyn said, correct. And Mshololo said, and when you testified, you did it without any contradictions. And this evidence is clear on record. And Steyn said, that's correct. Mshololo then said, you also referred to the the analyst's notebook being edited. Which information were you referring to that it must be edited? Steyn said the zeros and the 27. And Mshololo took Steyn to the date of the 2nd of August and the 15th of October 2014 and asked Steyn, does it reflect the numbers when zeros have been taken out? And Steyn said no, because they had already added the 27. So Mshololo then said, in other words, you had already done that, and that is why it is reflected here, and you have already testified about that. Steyn said, yes, it had been done. Mshololo then said, now you're repeating it for the second time. And Steyn said, yes, because I was called to do it. So Steyn is literally telling us that he was called to come and repeat evidence. Now, all the time, all the while, we were thinking, but Steyn, you were called here to explain the discrepancies, not to repeat to us what you have already testified on. But here you are admitting it on the stand that when you were called to come and repeat your evidence. That does not look good on the state's behalf, in my opinion, because there was even an application for Steyn to come back and be recalled. And the reason for his recollection was for the salvaging of his reputation, and most importantly, to explain the discrepancies that he has made of confusing the numbers, of taking out the numbers that actually make calls to each other and replacing it with numbers and claiming that those numbers belong to accused number 5 when no such contact took place. That is what you were here to do, by the way, not to repeat to us what you did last year. And I did express about how frustrated I was feeling last week as I was covering Steyn's part of evidence, because I knew and I felt and I know that this stuff, he has said it before. Why is he repeating it? Why is he repeating it again? Why is he repeating it? Saying it over and over and over again does not make it any more true. Still, he's done now. He's left, done with his testimony. There's still no explanation as to why there are those discrepancies between the PDF from Vodacom and his Excel spreadsheet. There is no explanation for that. So Mshololo then said, do you agree that when you edit a document, you remove or add something? And Steyn said, I'm not the one who edited the document. It's the AMB program. So I just put it in one of the steps. Then it asks you what to add or remove. Come on now, Steyn. Steyn is literally telling us that the program automatically does it itself. So the program needs no human to tell it what to do. That's literally what he's saying. And it's impossible. People are not that uninformed, Steyn. Maybe in the days of pre-1994, you could get away with this nonsense. But now, people are learned, people are educated, people know what's going on. You can't just say stuff like this and expect people to take it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that anymore. So, to say that a program automatically does it itself without you telling it what to do, that's madness. That's ludicrous. Then Mshololo asked him, and when it asks you whether you want to add or remove the comma, you then respond to the program. So in this case, you are the one who responded to the program when you were working on it, and Steyn said, yes, that's correct. Mshololo then said, you are the one who edited the information. And Steyn said, that's correct, but keep in mind the Excel spreadsheet remains the same. You throw the Excel spreadsheet into the program, then it asks you to do different steps, and then the program asks you to remove what it wants you to remove. I am sorry, guys. I am sorry. This you can't make this ish up. You can't make this ish up. Steyn is a funny man. There couldn't be any human error, he said. Okay, there couldn't be any human error. Yes, he's talking about Excel like he's talking about Python or some complicated C++ program. You can make decisions. Then Mshololo then said, but it is the program directing a human being, and the human being is responding to the program. Am I correct? And Steyn said, I don't think you're 100% correct because I'm taking a spreadsheet, I'm putting it into the AMB program. I asked him to move the zeros in front. He's doing it all automatically. Mshololo then took Steyn to a column labeled other party on his spreadsheet. Then Mshololo said, we added these numbers. The two numbers of 0730599202 on two respective dates. Steyn took Mshololo to exhibit K4. There wasn't any necessary, or it wasn't necessary, he said, for him to remove the zeros and the 2 sevens. They were there. It all depends on the way you save it on your phone. Then Steyn confirmed that he changed page 23. Or P23. Then Mshololo asked him, how can we believe that you did not edit anything else besides that P23 because you were alone when you edited? Then Steyn said that he was not alone. He was with Advocate Baloyi. I had to hold my breath at that. This means Steyn is feeling the pressure. In my opinion, this is me speculating, okay? Don't say, I'm telling you now, I'm speculating. This to me sounded like a warning shot as well. This to me was more like a message of, I'm not going down alone. Because he's saying that as he was editing the spreadsheet, he's now implicating Advocate Baloyi, saying that I was with him during the consultation. And then we did my statement. So he's literally bounding Baloyi to all of this mess. He's saying, hi, it wasn't me. I wasn't alone. I have a witness. And my witness is a whole state advocate who watched me as I edited that P23. And Mshololo said to him, that is where you started manipulating evidence. You started manipulating evidence. You added your own information on this transaction and you included the number ending with 202 as if it was the number that had called the number belonging to Kelly Khumalo, which is not the correct information according to Vodacom records. Steyn said, my lord, I'm under oath. I won't come to the court and lie. I can promise you I did in front while we were busy with consultation. Implicating Advocate Baloyi into this mess.
And the investigating office, which as if it makes things easier once you name those.
No, I think to me it was a signal to say I'm not going down alone. I'm not going down alone. To me it sounded like a dog whistle. Allegedly. Mshololo then said it doesn't matter whether you did it in consultation with the Minister of Justice or with the Judge President. The point I'm making is that when you manipulated this information and inserted the number that does not appear from Vodacom records, Steyn said now he was addressing the judge, in my opinion. He said, my lord, I can't agree with her because now she's talking about two totally different things. She's talking about the Vodacom records and the Section 205. My lord then said, that's all, not the downloads. And Steyn said, Vodacom records has nothing to do with the downloads. You did not only edit P23 and P411, you put the wrong number. Steyn turned to the judge again and said, my lord, it's clear to me she wants to mislead me in the court.
I don't understand where this misleading came in because you're there to tell your own truth.
who is Steyn namhlanje? And then he said, I stand by my point. I didn't change anything on the information of this download. But you just admitted to changing P23. And you're saying I changed it before Advocate Malo and the investigating officer. They were there. They watched me change it. So if you could change P23, I mean, what more?
Mshololo, that's what he was proving, that the worksheet he was working on, it has a possibility of being edited. In fact, it was edited, that you are admitting that you edited, even if it's a page number, P23, as you say, it just annotated the page number. But you did edit whatever that you needed to edit, that you could have written down with your hand to avoid such. But that's where Mshololo was going.
Then Mshololo said, am I correct that these downloads are from Kelly Khumalo and that we don't have confirmation that they are from her phone because you printed them? And Steyn said, no, that's not correct. You have the CD that contains all the information. So Mshololo said, and the information is from the CD. Then Steyn said, the CD has more information. This information is not from Kelly Khumalo's phone. We want to see it. We want to see the phone and to verify. And Mshololo said, this information does not come from Kelly Khumalo's phone. Where is the phone? We want to see it. We want to open it and we want to see the verification.
And obvious, because
whether this information was downloaded from Kelly's phone or not.
And obvious, because he was a person of interest. He probably got the phone back, right? So it's not there.
Then Steyn said, you don't think you are being fair to me right now. I did mention in my statement that I received from the investigating officer the download in the section 205. So I can't give any answers on the handset. And Mshololo said, I thought you said in your evidence you received this information because you were working on the cell phone to download this information. Did I hear you correctly? And Steyn said that he received the CD download. So Mshololo asked him, so you yourself, you have never seen the cell phone, you've never confirmed whether the CD was given to you of the downloads contained the correct information that was contained in Kelly Khumalo's phone. You don't know that. And Steyn said, I do know it because in the download, they mentioned the IMEI number and the SIM card number, and the section 205, they mentioned the same IMEI number and the SIM card number. So it's clear to him that it was the same handset. And Mshololo said, as an analyst, you did not sit with Kelly Khumalo's phone to verify. And Steyn said, no, because I got it from the downloader and the investigating officer. Mshololo then said, I'm also not sure that this information is coming from Kelly Khumalo's cell phone because it was not verified by herself, and we have also not verified that information as the defense from the cell phone of Kelly Khumalo to see if it contains this information. Any comment? And Steyn said no comment. So in my opinion, this whole determining of whether there was what ate the data or what was the contributing factor to depleting the data. Steyn said it can be found from the cell phone downloads. However, he's failing to explain how. He failed, in fact, to explain how did he come to the conclusion that the data usage was used because of WhatsApp, was used because of BBM, was used because of Twitter, do you understand what I'm saying?
I fully understand you.
That part there is vacuum. There's nothing there. It's like he did guesswork. In my opinion. A lot of guesswork,
in my opinion, even when it comes to these numbers. Welcome, Komojo Masha. Welcome as a member.
Thank you, Komojo Masha. Thank you.
So, in my opinion, I see a lot of guesswork, even how the number called each other, which, if I was a judge, I would say there were never these two calls. They never existed. I would honestly. A sober
judge would come to that conclusion right now.
Because they are failing to answer this I wouldn't go and defend and say, you must find your own expect to prove otherwise.
Haibo, when he said
who's
the
there to
expect,
prove?
how
Who's there to prove that? Isn't it that
You
the
need
state
the
supposed
website of WhatsApp to tell you when WhatsApp call was here. You need the website of BBI and BlackBerry to tell you.
Now it's a job of the defense to prove.
Now they must go get a BlackBerry and a WhatsApp expect. What the heck is going on with this judge?
Because all the time, after they had put the theory in a session, he comes and debunk it. And I don't care what you say. In my opinion, I've seen this judge debunking even this last theory. Even for Nisi to come in and throw a jab. In fact, are they coming back tomorrow?
Yes, they're coming back. They're saying that they're going to be continuing the cross-examination of Colonel Mangena. They were not done.
Oh, so look at this.
The judge actually insisted that, Mangena must finish his cross-examination. The JP told him that why is he helping the defense? What business does he have, helping the defense?
Making it seem like he's
angry at the defense. He's frustrated.
No, it's a favor. It's a favor that he was doing.
Yes. So, Mangena tomorrow, they have to cross-examine him. After 1 year. So, Aglalo and Amhlanje, they have to be looking at the transcripts of Mangena's evidence.
And looking at that aspect of theirs, which I'm worried about.
Who is not done, by the way.
He's not done.
He's not finished.
Okay.
He's still working on whatever he's accumulated with Mangena so far.
So there was actually no need for these two to work together. No need. Because now you have shown your hand and then Mangena Kubek.
I don't understand what was the reason. It was because they were saying that the evidence cannot be left with the expert of the defense by himself. Mangena and the investigating officer needed to be there to monitor the evidence. So that's not good. But it is what it is. So yes, and Mshololo now compared the information of the downloads with the Section 205 from Vodacom.
So the only time they can trust the so-called officers of that court is if it's a state.
Yes.
The state is 100% clean.
Yes.
The defense on the other side.
They cannot be trusted.
They cannot be trusted.
So yes, she compared the information of the downloads from the Section 205 from Vodacom, and she instructed Steyn to go to the entry of the 2nd of August 2014 at 22:40:47. Then Steyn read the call was coming from a number ending with 1330 to the number ending 4358. Mshololo then said, the reason I'm asking you to read it is because you have submitted the exhibit and we're working on it. And Steyn said, that's correct. And Mshololo said, and it's an Excel document. It does not show the number belonging to Kelly Khumalo received a call from the number belonging to Mr. Mduli, but it's referring to another number you've just read into the record. And Steyn said, I can't agree with you. Mshololo said, I've asked you to read the entry under the number ending 358, and it has been read into record as that of Kelly Khumalo, and it is your evidence that it received a call from Mr. Mduli. And Steyn said, don't mix the two. That's the Section 205. So then Mshololo went on to the 15th of October 2014 at 17:33:57, and they went to the worksheet, and Mshololo said, if you can read for me the number calling and the number receiving. And Steyn said, other party ends with 551 and the other one receiving is ending with 4358, which is that of Kelly Khumalo. And Mshololo said, so it means, so this 551 is the number that is alleged to be that of Athama Fokati, if I'm not mistaken.
1330.
Yes.
The ending 1330.
So they removed that one and then they added the one that is alleged to be accused number 5's number. in my opinion.
Ayakali.
So Mshololo said, so it means that from the spreadsheet, the number called Kelly Khumalo is the number you've read, which is 551. And Steyn said, correct. So Mshololo then said, and it means the number from Kelly Khumalo did not receive a call from the number ending 202. So here's what happened for those who may still not understand. They took the number that is said to belong to accused number 5 and they placed this number on the place of the number ending with 551, which is said to belong to Arthur Mafukat. So they just replaced it then.
But they couldn't clearly take off Arthur Mafukat.
Yes. And that is why now Steyn is getting upset and short-tempered and ill and stuff, and he can't.
And there's a different
explain
number also. They start with that number of 551, which is also not of accused number 2, number 5.
It's not. So this connection was cooked.
Allegedly.
It was made. It's not authentic, in my opinion.
That's why they excel.
That's why they excel. And by the way, what is the reason? I would understand the reason is because it needs to be analyzed, mixed with the cell phone downloads. Okay, fine. But then after it's mixed with the cell phone downloads, why does it have to be different? Why do some numbers, why are they different? Why do they not resemble what was sent to you by Vodacom?
It's not, as I said, guys, unfortunately, Emily, we haven't got in time to look at that case on that channel that you said. It's not up to the to the defense to do that. They can try, but by the looks of things, if the presiding officer is not ready to listen or even believe their theory, then how does one then wear that overall? If the so-called judge is not, in my opinion, believing anything that comes from the state, the defense.
Sure. So Steyn said that's correct, but that's the section 205. So Mshololo then said, okay, that's fine. According to the section 205, the number belonging to Miss Kelly Khumalo on the 2nd of August received a call from 330, and Steyn said yes. So now it was time for, my apologies, you would agree that Vodacom is the custodian of the records, is what Mshololo was asking, right? And Vodacom being the custodian of the records, Steyn said he can't agree with Mshololo because they tried to get hold of the handset to get hold of what they can't at Vodacom. And I'm like, what is he talking about? What is he saying?
No, that's fine. That's true. Whatever that they get that is extra that cannot be recorded on section 205, then you can get it through the downloads, such as the WhatsApp and everything else. If you wanna go through such, you will get it through the downloads. Because those calls are not recorded there. They can only be recorded on or as the data usage. That's it.
Okay, so what he's saying is that they don't even need the Vodacom.
No, he's not saying that. He's saying that it's more. You get more. You get extra information that would have, in any case, recorded on the phone only. Except, if I call you through my WhatsApp, Vodacom cannot come and testify on that. They can only come and testify on your data usage around that time.
Okay, so Vodacom is a custodian of their own records.
And WhatsApp is an independent app also from Vodacom or from MTN.
Okay, so then Mshololo said, I've gone through all your exhibits. Nowhere do I find that Mr. Nduli called Kelly Khumalo, the spreadsheet and the section 205. In that spreadsheet or section 205, there's nowhere where I have found that Kelly Khumalo and called Mr. Nduli. Nowhere. Then Mshololo said the reason you cannot find both those transactions from the triple K5 exhibit section 205 records is because they were never done. These calls were never made by Mr. Ntuli. And Steyn said that he doesn't know what to answer now. The judge asked Steyn if this data phenomena of the data being visible on the Vodacom records is new. Then Steyn said he was taught this between 1999 and 2000. So this is very interesting. And in my opinion, a blatant lie because cell phones did not use data in that time period. 1999 to 2000, who had a cell phone that had data?
Well, there were maybe people who... One, I don't even want to go there. But my worry is how the judge seems to be, in my opinion, assisting in all this.
Is it the first time you came across this phenomenon?
What kind of a question is that? So now that it's not the first time, then what? Therefore, you are telling the truth. I mean, that's what Nisi was talking about. Therefore, if it's not the first time, then therefore you are telling the truth. You can never lie. And I'm surprised at the end they are asking, hey, but it's fine. Continue, Amy.
Well, the judge said that this phenomena is not new because this person was using data in communicating. Steyn added on to say that it scientifically makes sense because every time you don't want to leave something behind, you use data.
So basically trying to say that you are using hidden ways of getting communicating. So it makes you a criminal. In a sense, Steyn should have been asked, then you already are viewing these people as
criminals.
So your analysis is biased because you are already putting such notes.
That would have been a nice one to add. Yes. Well, Mshololo then said, whether you add the 2-hour rule or not, you won't find them on the records of Vodacom. And Steyn said, I've already said it won't appear on the section 205. Mshololo said, what I'm trying to show in this trial is contradictory evidence. Steyn said, I can't agree with you. I only worked on the statements I received. And Mshololo further told him that you coming to this court to fabricate further and further. Steyn said, my lord, if we use fabrication, I think it's just a technique to mislead myself and the court.
Let us like the video, guys. Just like the video, please.
Steyn is allergic to the word fabrication.
And lies.
He doesn't want to hear that word. So after that short adjournment, Mshololo highlighted the time difference on the downloads in the section 205. She said that this is to demonstrate that Steyn fabricated the evidence. Mshololo said this information is not a true reflection of what appears on Kelly Khumalo's phone until we receive it. And Mshololo turned to the evidence of the alleged wiping out of the phone by Kelly Khumalo. And she asked, this is not correct. It means the owner of the phone, Kelly Khumalo, or Mr. Mshwana, the downloader, said the reboot was merely the restarting of the phone. So it means that it was simply restarting of the phone.
Mshwana was being honest. And then here comes now the resetting, refactory, what factory?
Wiping the phone clean. She wiped the phone clean. That's what his exact words.
He works in Pretoria. He worked in Pretoria. I ain't Pretoria nenking about it.
Ay, Pretoria. 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 But I can understand. The experiences I've had of people with the police there have been nothing short of horrific. Not all. It's just that there you don't want to encounter yourself with the police. You don't know what might happen. People are telling horrific stories with the encounters with the police from Pretoria side. So I kind of get it. It's a mess, the police department. It's a mess. So Steyn then said, I do not agree because in my evidence there are pages that indicate deleting. Then Mshololo said, but Mshwana said that it's a restarting. And Steyn said, I can't agree with you.
You know there, just there, to show that there is no merit in what Steyn is saying. He then uses an example of WhatsApp calls that are not showing. So, judging from this WhatsApp call that we have already debunked, that in 2014 there were no calls. So therefore, the calls that are deleted do not exist. Therefore, there's no deleting. You just couldn't see what you wanted to see because it was never there.
It was never there. There was never no wiping of the phone. Yo, Mawe. Yeah. Steyn has just made a mess. He should have just stayed in his retirement and wait for his name
It's
to
not
be
even
called.
retirement, if you ask me, from the explanation I'm getting. It's a resignation, which is timeously.
He's insisting on calling it the retirement.
Which is very, 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 very... It has a timing of a serious problem that I have. The timing of retiring or the resigning, if you may call it, it's worrying. After this mess.
Allegedly, it screams, I need to save my pension fund. Allegedly. Allegedly. Well, then Steyn said, I can't agree with you. I've got evidence that there was information. Then Mshololo said, then how was Vodacom able to get the information? And Steyn said the owner of the phone can only delete what is in their phone, not Vodacom data.
Which is true. That question was, in a sense, from Mshololo's side, a bit of a blunder or a lack of understanding at the time of what exactly is Section 205. Because Section 205, you can delete whatever, the calls that you made on your phone, you can delete them all, but Section 205 will capture them all.
Yes. So the Section 205 is different. That's what Steyn said. Mshololo then said the reason why you did not get this information is not because it was deleted. And Steyn said that is not true. Mshololo then turned to the evidence of the call made in October. And Mshololo said, you said it was an MTC, which means she received the call. Now you're saying it was data. And Steyn said it's the same thing. Mshololo then said, what type of transaction was it? And she said that the internet is very wide. You know, there's your Twitter, there's your, what.
Very good one then. Very good one.
It can be an email.
To minimize the pool of the so-called internet into specific apps.
What kind of transaction was it? And Steyn said the Section 205 clearly shows data and downloads. It shows it was data, which means it was a WhatsApp call. How? Now it's a WhatsApp call, Mshololo said. It's a WhatsApp call now.
That was a gift. That was a really gift because you got him to say that.
Mshololo said, you never said a WhatsApp call before. And then the judge asked, what is the situation since he's an expert?
These two old people, now they want to come together and tell us that BBM was the same company as WhatsApp. The other one was... Hey, my daughter.
Steyn said if it's a WhatsApp call or a BBM, it doesn't matter. What is clear is that there was a call. I was like, yes. That right there is how Dilulu you are, Steyn. That is the Dilulu right there.
And
that is the Dilulu right there.
And the judge is believing that.
And oh, I see.
Oh my God.
Oh, I see. What do you see? You're gonna recall him again for the third time and said you didn't understand. What exactly do you see? Well, then Steyn said, remember, my lord, we all started with BlackBerries. Then we moved to the phones we are using now. Okay? When we start using these phones, the BlackBerry net goes out. I'm like, Steyn. Steyn, are you hearing yourself? Are you hearing yourself, Steyn? So now the BlackBerry net went out because of the phones that we're using now. Right? Is that what you're saying, Steyn? Steyn is very dilulu. Like, I can't believe this is happening, you guys. Sometimes I feel like I'm dreaming as I'm listening to those proceedings. I'm like, what is going on in this case? Then Mshololo said, let's not confuse the record. You said that BlackBerry, net, and you said the internet, but now you are saying WhatsApp call. You know why you are confusing the two? It's because of the fabrication. You fabricated. Then Steyn said, no comment, my lord. I already explained to the nest my knowledge because she does not want to understand. It's two different things that we're talking about. As long as you try to keep it separate,
Which
it's going to be like you are
diverting from what you need to answer. That was like basically a diversion that does not explain even whatever that you've just said there. It's a mess. If you ask, it's a mess.
But this part of WhatsApp call and BlackBerry did not come together. It didn't come together at all.
Whether you like it or not, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Whether you are a robot that is sent to make us believe otherwise, it's a mess. Because there are robots on these internets that are really not even thinking. There's no thinking there. You push your narrative. You keep on pushing your narrative. In fact, a normal thinking person now would have changed their mind.
I'm like, Steyn. Well, he said that it's going to be like you are trying to mislead the court or you're trying to mislead me. And Mshololo said you are also misleading the court because there was no WhatsApp call at that time. WhatsApp call and BBM are two different programs.
Two different apps.
Then the judge asked, which time was that? And Mshololo said 2014. The judge said, so in 2014 there was no WhatsApp call. Steyn said BlackBerry net and WhatsApp call is the same thing.
Iban.
And the judge said, yeah, that's how I understand it.
Tiji, I'm happy. Thank you very much.
That's how I understand it. Thank you, Tidi. Thank you,
you.
Tidi, and I'm happy. Thank you so much. I mean, that is how he understands. Whatever condition Judge Rata has, I don't want it. I don't want to find myself agreeing with stuff that don't make sense. Just for the sake of. It's like, okay, that's how I understand it. I'm like, how? What is happening? It's like an automatic vehicle and a gearbox vehicle. I hear you.
Now they are talking about the idling car. And you know what the funny thing about that is that what they are trying to say is that they do not know when the data usage in terms of call was at.
No.
The phone was working in terms of data. Where it was at, they cannot locate it properly. So the car just keeps on idling. You cannot tell if it's gear 5 or 4 or anyhow, anywhere. You just know that the car is on a motion or it's idling. That's what now they are saying.
Mara, why is this judge subjecting us to this? Why is he doing this to the nation of South Africa?
No, he's not doing anything.
Let alone the Meyiwa family.
Let me tell you, in my thinking, when this case was taken by the so-called people that took it, they thought it was going to be a walk in the path. They're going to bully people around and then things are going to fall into the palm of their hands, and then they're going to unleash what they need to unleash. And then the record of 2,000 cases, no appeal, keeps on going. And it seems as if it's not happening now. The judge kept on referring on, I've never been successfully appealed. We're about to see
anything can change.
We're about to see that.
Anything can change.
We are about to see that.
Anything is possible now. We also didn't think it would be possible for Steyn to be blundering like this, but here we are. It means the time has come for the truth to come out, in my opinion. It cannot be withheld. You know how they say there's always a time for everything? And even with keeping a secret, the time comes.
It expires.
Where
and you need to unleash and release the truth.
And if you don't unleash, it unleashes itself. That's what usually happens in this world, is the order of things. So it seems like you are nearing that point where if you don't want to reveal the truth will reveal itself, unfortunately. Well, then Mshololo said there was no WhatsApp call and BBM. Those are two different programs. BBM was used via BlackBerry cell phone and only. And WhatsApp call can be used by all the smartphones.
Well, there are those in Nigeria and other places, and also in South Africa, that were able to download it.
I don't know any person who was able to use BBM with another type of phone.
They are saying they used it here.
They're saying so. I didn't see any person during
no
that
offense
time.
in saying it's Nigeria. I'm saying because technology-wise,
yes,
they are normally
advanced
Africans in terms of
they are Africans things that are advanced technologically.
Yes. So
guys, do you even know allegedly that the ChatGPT, the program of it was done by a Nigerian apparently?
Yes, I heard that, and obviously then there come those who want to take the glory. Did we talk about it? No, because we're using their
resources. Yes, but there was that allegation. It's there. Apparently. So BBM you can only access it on BlackBerry, is what Mshololo said.
At least that's what I knew from my side. It was a luxury having a BlackBerry. So
yes.
I needed one. So
the rest of us, we were left out. We didn't live through the BBM era. We were too poor. Some of us.
To buy a sister around their time every month.
Yes. We couldn't keep up with the standard. Some of us, we just kept our E240s, Samsung. Is it E250?
I don't know how it fell, actually, the BlackBerry company. It was set for future gains. I don't understand how all of a sudden they are no longer the thing. Even their cell phones were so smart.
Yo, it was a standard thing. Yo, it was a
I don't know how
the hype around BlackBerry. Yo, that peer pressure, I felt it, guys. I lived through that. The peer pressure that I came with not having a BlackBerry. So yeah, it was an interesting time. It was very interesting. So 60 Rand a month, you use the PIN, no cell phone number, and Steyn is trying to tell us that they were even making phone calls via BBM. So Steyn said he doesn't agree with what Mshololo wanted to say. Mshololo was misleading the court. So Mshololo said, for the sake of progress, can I move on? And Mshololo asked him to prove where in the record there was a WhatsApp call, and Steyn failed to do that, in my opinion. There was no way where he could indicate that this is the WhatsApp call, this is how it took place, this is when it took place. None of that. Mshololo then said, throughout the court, you never said this call of 15th October 2014 was made on WhatsApp. Then Steyn said, what is the difference if it's a BlackBerry net or not? So Steyn insists that a call was made, whether it was BBM or WhatsApp call.
The call was made. You see how they understand the judge.
Yeah.
The judge is worried about whether the call was made
or not.
What Mshololo is proving is that the call couldn't have been made because there is no truth in it. No, that does not matter. The call was made.
Yes.
And the judge is eating that up, in my opinion.
Then Mshololo contended that there was no WhatsApp call during that time. Mshololo put it to Steyn that Ntuli never had a BlackBerry and could not afford it at the time. And Mshololo said Mr. Ntuli did not have a BlackBerry at the time. He couldn't afford it. And Steyn said, that's your opinion. That's her opinion, Kanjani Steyn, when she's speaking for her client. Kanjani, man. Accused number 5 actually told Mshololo that he never had a BlackBerry. And you are saying it's Mshololo's opinion. Kanjani, man.
Because nothing is believed from the defense. Nothing is the truth. It's always lies.
Oh my God. Then Mshololo said, if it is not true, there was no way Miss Kelly Khumalo could have communicated with someone who didn't have a BlackBerry via BlackBerry net. It means your evidence is not true and correct. It's false beyond a reasonable doubt. And Steyn said, I have no comment. Then Mshololo said, you move to BlackBerry net when it suits you. You move to WhatsApp call when it suits you. That's all part of fabrication. And Steyn said, I don't have a comment because I cannot testify on something I don't have in front of me. Exactly, Steyn. Exactly my point. How did you come to the conclusion that a BlackBerry call and a WhatsApp call was made? Exactly my point.
Started from internet.
Then how did we move to BlackBerry calls and WhatsApp calls being made? Steyn. And you know what the worst thing is? You don't even know whether accused number 5 had a BlackBerry or not. So even if she made the BlackBerry call, where did she make the BlackBerry call to? You don't have none of that, and you're expecting us to eat it and chew it and eat it up.
If there was such a call, you know what they would do? They were gonna give, even if they didn't have a cell phone for accused number 5, they would have used the pin of accused number 5 that they would have seen in Kelly's phone. That is where you see this thing is whole bogus.
And how were they going to get that pin if BlackBerry? They had to contact BlackBerry for BlackBerry to give them that pin.
It's like your name. That's how BlackBerry was. It would have been shown if they had access to Kelly's phone.
Okay.
They would have seen it. It's like,
so if it would have shown, then how come Steyn is unable to illustrate it
because
in the
there
court?
is no such. Remember, it's either you were 3BM something. Yes, they would have seen that.
Wow. Then they said you have insisted that you want to be referred to as Kennel. Kennel is a senior person who knows the information I'm talking about. Even a reservist can confirm that BlackBerry can be used between 2 BlackBerry phones. And then she was done, Mshololo. The re-examination of Advocate Baloyi started by him wanting to correct Ramasipele's assertion that the cell phones were confiscated just after midnight. Now, in my opinion here, it seems like Baloyi's priority was to protect the police or something. And this had nothing to do with Steyn's discrepancies at all. But anything that comes and tries to at least discredit or the possibility of police having done something or being accused of something, he always jumps to the rescue. I don't know how many of you guys have noticed that. I mean, how does this help the state's case in any way? For me, I don't think it has that much weight, but it was that important for Advocate Baloyi to address it, that even there was a tussle there between him and Advocate Mshololo, as Advocate Mshololo was like, but this is not a re-examination. And it's like, no, I just want to make my point. Ramasipele is not even objecting. You are the one objecting. I'm like, yeah, but why are you fighting so hard for the reputation of the police?
Which is something that could have left for argument.
You know, I'm like, you are fighting really hard, and it's concerning in my opinion. And he said that there could be a possibility that they are the ones who rebooted the phone, and Kelly's phone, or rather not let go of the theory that Kelly rebooted her own phone or wiped it clean. He was fighting for this assertion to remain. And another part of me could not help to wonder that, okay, you are fighting for the assertion to remain that Kelly cleaned or wiped her phone. I wonder why, because it's not like it's implicating the accused in any way, but then you are insisting that it must be. But why? You know, it's not like it's going to get the state any closer to arresting Kelly. At this point, you literally have nothing to arrest Kelly for, because that connection between accused, now we understand why you couldn't issue a warrant of arrest for her. Now it makes sense. You don't have the connection.
There's nothing
between her and the accused.
There's nothing.
So then Baloyi said that Advocate Mshololo put it to you, saying to Steyn that the WhatsApp call was not around at the time. You testified about the apps that were on Kelly Khumalo's phone, and Steyn said that there was a WhatsApp call on Kelly Khumalo's phone. Ramosepili stood to say that for the truthfulness of the apps, he was requesting that they at least go on a break
Check
so that
what the
Mr.
judge
Steyn can
does.
go and verify. The judge put a stop to it quickly. He told the defense to bring their own expert, which in my opinion might take another year, depending on whether legal aid is willing to fund that expert or not.
And in my opinion, it says, I'm satisfied with that I got from Steyn. I'm going to convict you. Whether it was hitting home or what, it doesn't matter. You are all going down.
Look at how it has worked with the ballistic expert. So if they keep on calling expert upon expert, at some point legal aid will be like, you've depleted your funds or something. We don't know how legal aid works, But Mnisi said the witness must extend to WhatsApp call and not just WhatsApp. Because they are certain that
because
WhatsApp
they were trying
call,
to say that they were saying that there was no WhatsApp at the time.
Oh, that's what
That's where
Advocate Baloyi was
even
asserting.
the judge was also trying to say, hey, so the
They are
WhatsApp
saying
was there.
WhatsApp
What kind
call.
of examination is that?
WhatsApp call.
Malo is creating this thing like, okay, you guys are saying there's no WhatsApp. What is that? Is that not WhatsApp on the paper? We took a picture. Nobody said there was no WhatsApp. A feature in that WhatsApp, which is a call feature, was not there.
Was not there in 2014.
But WhatsApp was there. Let's like the video, guys. Please like the video. Let us do the right thing. I see Anna is saying, Maserema. Oh, I don't think, okay, this is what people are talking. This case, key episode, yeah, days of our lives.
Yeah, I fail. It's not ending.
To me, saying, yes, Baloyi was very disappointed. Someone is saying Baloyi looks so defeated. But they warned him, in my opinion, to say that
don't bring back
you might be
Steyn.
digging yourself further down. Already, you are halfway there. You might as well maintain that half. They warned
Let
him.
it go.
So
Let
that's why
it go.
Nisi is kicking left and right. And all of a sudden, is told to behave.
Well, he said that he will even call 5 experts if he has to, Umnisi, with regards to this WhatsApp call situation. Baloyi said that it's a point of argument. The witness has already answered. So he went on to say you were questioned at length about why the calls you mentioned in your downloads do not appear on the Vodacom set of data. The essence of your evidence is that you can only find the call-related data on the downloads. And Steyn said correct. Then about the UTC, Universal Time Constant, Steyn made an example of the rugby game between South Africa and Australia that was playing over the weekend. Apparently at Australia it was 5 o'clock.
Did we
and
need
in
to
South-
add 2 hours, 7 hours to watch that game? Did you need to go to your TV and say add 7 hours?
No,
No.
actually.
Where was it played?
Australia.
Yes. We watched it at our time.
But he was trying to say that it was playing at Australia in 5 o'clock, and our time it was playing at 11 or 12 o'clock. Yeah, so that's 7. I can't believe that they want to squeeze in the reasoning and rationale of these
It
2
doesn't make
hours
sense.
into a time zone issue when the phone, everybody was in South Africa. I don't understand that aspect. Baloyi, no. I hear that you have 100% conviction rate. I am scared of you.
What about the 2000 testimonies?
Yes, the 2000. I am scared of these people.
From
How?
Steyn.
What? No ways. I'm scared of these people. You don't want to lose that much. Sure. And then also this time zone issue and how they were talking about it, it just baffled me that the phones were in South Africa and they are being compared to Australia and South Africa time zones. How did we get here?
Which proves the theory that I said. You could only do that if these people are calling from different countries. And they have different time zones.
Also used Malo's argument of that I'm outside SMS from Longwe, and I didn't really get what he was trying to prove here, so I let it go. And the judge asked Steyn about his reputation after he was done with the re-examination and whether he knew the accused, what he planned to do in his retirement.
That
Steyn
was
said
a blunder.
that he plans to work for the private companies.
That was a blunder.
And no one has never been charged before for fraud or anything in the cases that he has worked with, and that he did not know any of the accused. So he has nothing to gain from fabricating, if fabricating is what he's done, evidence against them.
Please like the video. Please just push the like button. Well, continue, Emil. I want to say something, but I don't want to say it before
Well, Mgomezulu asked Steyn what he understood by taking an oath, and Steyn said that it is to testify to the best of his knowledge and conscience. Asked if he is retired or if he resigned, he said that he's retired and is still assisting some of his team with some of the cases. He's assisting in farm murders as well with private companies. Asked if what he is assisting the state, what does it benefit him personally to assist the state? And he said nothing.
You believe that?
I don't believe that.
You know,
ain't nobody working for free in 2024.
You know, when they say there is white collar crimes, it happens like this. You leave your work so that you can extort the state, man. State that has trained you, you now leave easily like that, and then you come back to consult for them. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not saying that's something that is happening, but we've seen that a lot. We've seen that a lot, that we use our tax money to so-called train you if there's any training that was done.
Then you go.
And then you come back. You resign and come back. And the state hires you. That's even funny.
Well, Mgomezulu reminded him that a person who fabricates evidence, it's a personal decision of that person. It has nothing to do with his team. Is that person taking that personal decision to do that? And he doesn't have to know the accused person in order to fabricate evidence against them.
So the question is, why did you retire if you still want to work for the state? Wouldn't then doing this for them, if you were to lie for them, wouldn't that warranty you the jobs that you'll come and consult and be paid? Wouldn't that be a reason enough for you to actually come and lie so that in future you could get a business from them? Because mostly, where does the business of such analysis come from? The state.
Well, Steyn said that he did his job to the best of his knowledge.
So there is, I'm trying to say, one can argue that there is something to benefit, even though it's not physical at this point in time. But in future, you might be seen doing business with the states. They might, in a sense, one can argue they might scratch your back because you've scratched theirs.
Remember that AVL company that got a tender with the SPSS?
They have a tender. How can they then decide to tell something different from their person, their owner? Because they are owned in any case.
Yes. And the judge said or asked on what basis, because now Mgomezulu was asking that Gininda is going to come and be cross-examined. And he's going to put it to Gininda and include Steyn as well, that they fabricated and they cooked the evidence. Well, the judge is like, on what basis? The way he jumps to defend these people. And Mgomezulu said that they should wait. The judge was rather seemed annoyed because Mnisi stood, because Mnisi, I would assume that after Mgomezulu, it's him, right? He skips Mnisi and calls Malo.
And then shouts at Nxumalo.
Shouted Mnisi and says, I didn't call you.
So now it's about who calls who. It's like school kids.
It's like school children now.
Let's like the video, guys. Let's not be stingy with the likes. No super chats, no nothing. Just like the video then. Just like the video. Push the likes. Push the likes. 721 people. We have 350 something. That is not anywhere closer than the numbers that we have. At least you should be on 500 or so. Please, unless you feel that you don't.
I'm begging you for likes.
Beg for the likes. That's it. That's it.
Well, then Mnisi said, is it correct that you admitted that you had made numerous mistakes, that there are issues you forgot about and were not certain of those issues? And Steyn said that he mentioned on his spreadsheet on page 23. And then he said that no, after Mnisi repeated the question, he said, not on many occasions. So he didn't make mistakes on many occasions. So regarding the 2000 cases, he said that he has done and that none of the police officers rejected his version. Steyn said that as the court came with guilty verdicts for those cases, Steyn said he had no comment. And Mnisi told him about appeals and the appealing process, that he does not know what happens with appeals. And Steyn said that he monitors all his cases. And Mnisi said that in as much as the case he is sitting before, the finding might be that the people might be found guilty, but there are appeals. Before he could go on, the judge already was like becoming defensive and was like, Mnisi, just behave. I'm like,
and because Mnisi was continued putting his point because he was cut off. I'm overruling him. Don't worry about that.
Yes, Mnisi asked for the cases that went on appeal that Steyn has done and the reason why they went on appeal. The judge said that he does not have to do that, so he overruled Mnisi. The reason why Mnisi is saying that he is asking for those cases is because there's a trajectory that has been busy formulated in court that has to do with a credibility finding, when that credibility finding has not yet arrived, and that is totally irregular. I was thinking, Mr. Anonymous, about this as he was saying this. The judge might come with a whole paragraph
tomorrow. Do you expect something of that nature? You see, I've been sitting on this bench, the lecture, in fact. Do you expect a lecture? Because now, from what I'm seeing here, Nisi, in a nutshell, was telling the judge that he's, in my opinion, looking like he has prejudged everything.
Yes.
He's cleaning everyone that comes and says something against the defense. If they try to sway the narrative to the other side, the judge changes. That's like prejudging.
Well, the judge asked Steyn about his curriculum vitae, whether it's in the record.
Trying to say that the question I was asking was based on the curriculum vitae. Because he knows what he has done. It's a blunder.
Mshololo asked if there's no case where the evidence has been rejected that Steyn has done. She asked for the list and citation of those cases so that the information he has tendered can be verified. And Steyn said that they are talking about 2000 case appeared before the court, and now all of a sudden he was changing his mind and saying it's not 2000 cases. The investigating officers, they call him, he does not have any records. He
He keeps the records of all these cases. And the judge was happy to take that. Happy to take that. He tells you, he keeps the record. He tells you. That's what he said to me.
Mshololo wanted that citation so that they can research those cases. Everything in court has to be backed up by evidence, she said. Which oath was he referring to when he took the job? Or was it another one? And Steyn said no comment because Yeah.
It was clear that if he says the oath of work, that means then you are making sure that you're siding with your employers.
Well, Mshololo closed her questions by saying, well, your line, the way you answer questions is that of a canal. You know, the experience of a canal. That's the way you are responding. And Steyn said, yeah, you also, the experience of an advocate. I was like...
Yeah, right. Look, I mean, child, eh? Do you think I should open the calls? I don't think so, because I see the people are not interested in this.
They're bored.
Normally we would see through likes if the people are interested. But I can't.
Guys, please press the like button. Please, I'm begging you.
The person that is coming tomorrow is very important.
Yeah,
so we need to listen to that theory. That is very busy. It's gonna be a sad day tomorrow. That I can tell you. For most of you who really do not buy this theory, because tomorrow someone who's gonna say, "Hey, this is the gun that took Senzo's life," while there's still a hanging theory of a revolver and all that. So it's gonna be a very sad day for you guys. Prepare yourself.
And I can't get over how the Dr. Steyn was blocked from testifying about the hole.
They should bring back Dr. Steyn.
The size of the hole.
He's an expert. In fact,
they blocked him.
They should bring him back
from giving his opinion or his research or his expertise with working with bullet wounds.
How can a ballistic tell you about all those things which are anatomy stuff?
They can't. Because at the end of the day, the autopsy of Senzo is the one that gives the facts. So they can bring pistols and bring whatever guns that they can bring, but that body in that form and the person who examined that body
is the one who's going to take us closer to what we couldn't see, because the body is already...
But I can't get over how he was blocked. To this day, I'm like, that doctor
a whole doctor
from commenting
by people
on the
who have
hole.
Degrees and honors.
They blocked him.
They stop a doctor. And they brought us a dentist. They brought us a dentist to talk about anatomy as a whole.
Hi, guys, we'll have to see what Mongena has for us in the cross-examination. Yeah. But then I don't know what's going to happen, because first and foremost, the defense will not sleep today. Because they have to go through Mangena's evidence, which was also very long. I think it was weeks or 2 weeks of Mangena.
I'm sure the judge cannot wait. I mean, the guy has experience. He has testified other countries, and other countries I'm hearing that they are also not happy with the work that South Africa did in their case, the DRC in particular. I'm not sure. It's what we are hearing on the news. That's it. It's not me. I'm not saying anyone is, but our work these days has been shady. We used to be that good, and all of a sudden we are just a shadow of our former self. But such things that are happening in court, in full color, not even black and white.
You know, even when they showed the face of Steyn, apparently his face showed, and I couldn't help but think, oh my God, they want to get rid of the media.
The SPSS
I'm like, Steyn, how in the hell did you put your face in front of a camera?
That guy also of SPSS, but they will stop this thing of acute angles and what angles. We
don't want you guys to be kicked out of there. Give us the face
of Rata and face of Malo. That's enough.
But then how did Steyn put his face in front of the camera?
Guy who shifted to take the angle towards the door. That's that acute angle.
Angiyazi mina lento. Iba ngathi kukhona okukhodwayo, concording of the concordation for the media to get out of there. How? Well, we can't afford for the media to be out of there. We want to see. We want to see everything. Why must the media be kicked out? I've said, no, Baloyi, what did he say? I'm sure it won't happen again. You know, I'm sure it won't. As if he's doing them a favor.
Was that with regards to Steyn?
With regards to the camera people, to the media.
Right. Guys, let's hear 2 calls. Ahmed is not going to be here. Let me just hear a few calls.
Guys, I'm taking my
quickly,
body break.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes at the best, because otherwise I'm going to sleep late, and then that's going to be difficult for me to come back here and tell you what Dingenas said. Let's hear the first call. Mzansi, hello. Zanzi, hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Well, Mr. Ano, I'm just going to quickly get into it because it's late. I can see you guys are well, so I'm not going to ask you how you are.
Yes, thank you.
You know, a little research that I did. I mean, the A and B program is used by investigators to show patterns in data, or should I say maybe relationships between data.
Yes.
To discover patterns and provide insight into the data. So it works similar to a program called SPSS, right? So to a certain extent, you know, giving them the benefit of the doubt, they may have needed to convert the file to Excel to be able to analyze the data, right? Which then makes it editable. And then that's what, then it explains why the numbers are missing, and then the document is also not the same as the one from the PDF file, because they changed that. It's quite obvious, but we will say allegedly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So also he then stated that you know, there's no room, there's no error, possibility of error, because the program is doing everything, right?
Yes.
That is not really true, because there is interaction between the program and a human being.
Yes.
Okay? For example, Steyn should have commanded the program, and then the program would have prompted for action and so forth.
Yes.
So he can't really say that you know, everything is 100% perfect and it's not correct, right?
Yes.
So I suspect that Steyn's role was to show a pattern between Ms. Khumalo's number and accused number 5s to push this narrative of an ordered unaliving, right? But because this order did not happen, this is why there is nothing to show in terms of SMSs and calls. Now, allegedly, Steyn is making up things like it was a WhatsApp call to try and cover that gap. You know, I was really quite perplexed when he said that it doesn't matter whether the user of the mobile phone used WhatsApp or BBM.
Yeah.
How can I be on trial for unaliving, and a whole expert then turns around and says it doesn't matter whether I was driving a blue or a car or a red car.
Yeah.
You know, it does matter. You know, facts are important in a court. And we can also see this attitude. We also see this attitude when it comes to the unaliving weapon, because there's no confirmation as to whether it was a .38 or a 9mm. So there seems to be this attitude in that court that you know, it doesn't really matter. Facts don't matter. Do you know what I mean? And it's a problem, because, you know, facts do matter. He even uses words like maybe, it was possible, probably. You know, we're not working with hypotheses here. We want facts. You know, yesterday he was in so much trouble. I mean, even Judge Rata couldn't help him. You know, it was so funny to watch. Yeah. Every time when he was being asked a question, he was like, oh my Lord, looking at him for help.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been trying to help him, but today, today. You know, because Rata couldn't even help him. You know, it was just so, it was shocking. It was really shocking, but let's see what happens today. You guys have a great night. Cheers, bye.
Thank you. Banaba Yesu, please help Maserame saying that he would like to donate. There is Super Chat, Maserame. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Can you use it? Zansi, hello. Zansi, hello.
Hello, how are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I was speaking to Flora from Cape Town.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, this judgment is cleaning up the mess for these people, and that is totally wrong.
Mm.
You see, at the nation, Baloy asked him, you said we must make sure Ping is on standby.
Mm-hmm.
You see how he jumped to block that move because he knew that Pingy was going to come and clarify there is no such thing.
Yes.
Data or calls, we have them on our database.
Yes.
The move of blocking Pingy was well calculated because he knew that Pingy was going to come and dispute all that thing.
Mm. Mm.
And the means of calling someone around 2014 using data was on Skype. Let's say I have a Skype, I have to create an account like Facebook. Then when I'm calling you, that thing doesn't show my number. It will show my username.
Yes, yes, that's true.
All the means of calling someone using data on 2014 didn't give number. The PBM is even worse. I can't call you. Even those, I can't do anything. If you are not using BlackBerry, I'm using BlackBerry. I must chat with other fellow BlackBerry users. That Steyn guy was heating up because he knew that he was caught with his pants down. Mshololo told him straight that there was no way I choose number 5 could have called Kelly Khumalo using accessing PBM net because I choose number 5 was not using the BlackBerry during that time.
Yes.
Where did you get this call? And the WhatsApp call was not even there. It's even worse. If you go WhatsApp route, no, man, no. This charge and Malo, no, man. They mustn't undermine our intelligence like this, man. No. Those guys that thing, they are undermining South Africans. Malo in that charge, no, they are undermining South Africans. The means of calling someone was on Skype during around 2014.
Right. Uyalahleka lapho. Uyalahleka. Let's keep the calls coming. Ngizokubamba la ngoba usulahlekile. Someone is saying 2-hour rule was actually meant to shrink the time of Longwe arriving at the tuck shop. Fight to hospital time can be edited, so cooking started before taking body in disguise to hospital instead of mutual, and then era before to start the fight. Body was long cold. 2 hours was spent in the house before hospital, allegedly. This is someone who's saying no name. This is when someone is saying Steyn is a liar, allegedly. That's what someone else is saying. That's the feeling of people. Keep the calls coming. Let's hear what you have to say. It's funny what is happening in our courts. What I'm worried about. What about those courts in the closed doors where there are no cameras and everything to actually show you this? And people come out and brag about winning the case. That's a problem. There is no... Akunabuntu la. Umuntu is fine. As long as they're victorious. Whether it's right or wrong, it does not matter.
My name is Dano Emily. My 2 cents. In my opinion, I don't think it's a good idea to let Mangena tomorrow or today to come and testify when the defense hadn't got an opportunity to get the report from their own expect. Because one can ask a question, what was the use now if now they are going to be rushed to cross-examine Mangena when their own expect hasn't released his report? And if you've listened to what Baloy said, the expect is still now needing more information. Because he talked about, he said, the expect wanted the album, the photo album of the pictures. So I think they are also doing the very same thing that we've been seeing in this case, giving the defense information piece by piece. I think they are doing the very same to that expect, so that it seems like the expect is taking law. Because if now the defense are going to cross-examine Mangena without the report of the expect, that exercise is going to be a fatal exercise. It don't serve any purpose, because now when the expect report comes and it contradicts what they have cross-examined Mangena on, then what is going to be? I think the defense shouldn't even embark on that exercise of cross-examining Mangena. They should just today tell the judge that, no, we are not ready to cross-examine Mangena until our expert gives us the report. Then when we cross-examine Mangena, we have the full information. Otherwise, this is to throw them under the bus. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Hey, you've got a point there. You are checking where we are not checking. blind side. What do you think, people? Let's like the video and hear what others are saying. Yeah, you've got time. You can still send WhatsApp, like our caller here, our voice notes here that was sent. Why not? Let's hear what people have to say. Yes, when who's this? So South Africa is a joke. This is not. We are represented by useless people. Hey, my daughter, Uncle Nails. Let's all hit the like button. Thank you very much. Just hit that like button, guys. Just remember to do that. Elizabeth WHO is responsible for to correct the behaviors of the judges in court if they are out of order. Oh, is it? I did not know. Let's hear what other people are saying. Let me just read this one. Hey, Mr. Anonymous, based on my analysis, the judge hides behind the JP to rush the defense from doing more research because, I hear you people. Because if the defense is allowed to check with their own expert, then it might create more loopholes, allegedly. Like that. I like that, allegedly. And then I like the thinking. I felt it. I feel like they are also rushed for no reason. We could close. I mean, Malo, you told us they have a lot of witnesses. Why not bring one of those useless witnesses and then we wait for the defense to finish what they need to finish so that we come back with something solid. Good morning, Mr. Anonymous and Emily. This Steyn reminds me of the defense sounds and ballistic expert Roger Dixon, a lecturer from University of Pretoria at the murder of Oscar trial, who, when asked what makes him a sound expert, he responded by saying, "My ears, white, excellent for you. My ears, white, excellent for you." Yeah? Guys, there was even my university, bruh. Yeah, you're shaming my university. Let's see. Let's see. They were conflicted. Those. I think they were conflicted. Yeah, somebody's saying, Mr. Anonymous, if Kelly deleted or rebooted her phone, rebooting though and delete is not the same thing. Where did they get her phone downloads? Asaz bathi kusalile system yabo leaves something. SPSS, is it SSPS? I've used that thing for my research. It's much more. I like the click and drop and everything that happens there than SES, because SES and R, it requires you to hard code. But now I think R has R Studio that is in a sense a bit of drag and drop. So I chose, when I was doing my research, I chose SSPS. Yes, I bought the license. I don't know where I lost it. I think still on even now, but I lost it. Yeah, it was a very nice one because I focused more on analyzing the data more than trying to write a code. I'm from the environment where we were using SES. So if it's like SPSS, that is more like an Excel environment. It's like what is this other one? It's more like an Excel. There you just drag your stuff, your Excel. Obviously, your file has to be in Excel. If it's not connected to any system, it has to be in Excel. I'm wondering why all these things need to be taken and written to a disk. Why not connect these things into the database that they claim they have? Unless it's not a database, it's just a way of I don't know why, but. Companies do that. That's how we do the analysis. We do them there. So I focus more on doing my analysis of my variables and all those things than doing the coding. I liked it because of that. I think I would use it anytime. But now I'm busy with R. I'm using R now. It's been a while since I used SES, but I don't think, It's more like an Excel. It's more like an Excel. It's that one, and then there's this other one that they use for economics research. I forgot it. I forgot the name. But that one is more. It's an Excel one. So if they're using such things, then everything's editable there. You obviously have to edit some of these characters into numbers that are acceptable. If it accepts those codes, it recognizes the codes to analyze accordingly. But the fact that you are even putting those codes, it tells you it's a South African thing. So automatically, if there was 2 hours that needs to be added, then it would add it. I would assume that is. I'm not gonna downgrade the intelligence of that tool that they are using. Once you put the code plus 16 or 16, then it should pull exactly the time zone of that country. Oh, it's starter. Yes. Starter. Thank you. I forgot it. It was start. It's Veiws starter, and yeah, it's very friendly. They are very friendly and nice, straightforward. If you just want to focus on analyzing your variables more than you understanding how to write a proper code. Yes, Veiws also allows you to write some codes if you want to write codes, but it also has that drag and drop issue where and then you choose the model, the way the way you want to do it. That is where you select. I enjoyed it. Yeah, but let us keep the calls coming, guys. You don't want to call. You are waiting for tomorrow. Hi family, I would love to contribute to the channel. Please, can I get the details on how? Yes, it's easy. It's super chats. I think that's what someone was asking. Unless you're saying you wanna directly contribute, which is a different scenario. But if you wanna do it here, we normally do it like I think who did it today? It's CD, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, yes, they've done it. They can help you there. Please, guys, help each other. Maserame, Steyn did not analyze anything. He was cooking orgies. Of course, I don't know. Me and that Afrikaans thinking. Finish, boy. Hey, now don't wanna bite my tongue, pal. Finish is the story. Hey, someone is saying ubekapheka nje abheka into zakhe ama Mzansi. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Anonymous. How are you?
I'm alright, sir. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yes.
Please forgive me if I say something that has been said already.
Okay.
I just want to pass on my 2 cents because I was busy with something. Firstly, I need to. My opinion, firstly, is that today's proceedings and in all this evidence by Steyn, the defense for me has not been, could have gotten a whole lot more.
Yeah.
They could have gone a lot more. And my reason for saying they could have got a lot more is simple things, like one, Mshololo should have brought out the BBM pin thing. She should have said, when we're using BBM, use a pin, not a number. So their inner circle or friends, family, whatever, no one mentioned that, hey, listen, the BBM pin, right? Secondly, when it comes to BBN, she should also have known that BBM app eventually was on all phones. You didn't have to have a BlackBerry, because she did go on that it's only BlackBerry to BlackBerry when we all know it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel obviously they were leaving information for certain people to go to go in with that information, as we had discussed last week. So that's fine. Okay. And so if you're leaving such gaps, for me, it's like small things, but on the whole bigger picture, whole grand scheme of things, it's not going to make a difference, because even if they said all of this, the big boss rata there is still going to find these guys guilty.
Guilty as charged.
These guys that defense could actually find Senzo's killer and bring him to court, and the judge would still find these 5 accused guilty.
Yeah.
No matter what. So we can all just try and nitpick things, but it doesn't matter what happens. This case has long been decided. That's what I think. So the questions the judge was asking, it's, like I wish someone had said, how does that help the court? The questions he was asking Steyn. Like the defense points out so many holes in Steyn stuff. He doesn't even ask a single question about the clarity that we were looking for. He asked about credibility of Steyn. Why? There are days where when the judge is going on where I'm like, is he setting up the states? He might shock us at the end, and then you're like, nah, he's not gonna shock us. We can see where this is going.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah, so yeah. And the next part is Mangena. Mangena's not coming today.
He's coming. What to read? Your Monorata is pushing for him.
That's why I'm saying he's not coming. When Rata pushes so much, you saw Baloyi's face. Yeah. Baloyi didn't look like someone who wants Mangena is coming today. They're gonna have dinner tonight, and over dinner, they judge, hey, Mangena can't come today. He's not ready. He's not coming today, And I can't even remember the evidence. Yeah, Mangena. I really can't remember his evidence.
You have to revisit.
Yeah, obviously I don't get paid the big bucks like these guys. They must remember his evidence and revisit evidence. But evidence Mangena. How are they gonna? It's an important witness because I don't know if you remember at some point when Mngomezulu was going on about the cooking, and then the judge said even Mangena. Then Mngomezulu was like, yeah, all of them. I think for me that's why this witness is very important. That they need to poke holes in the story. But how do you? They are ballistic experts measuring the wrong gun. How's that gonna help? It doesn't help.
Maybe because he wants pictures and all that. He's gonna conclude otherwise. Maybe gonna say it couldn't have been a 9mm pistol.
Mangena will say that.
Mangena is gonna say obviously it was a gun. Rest assured.
Oh, okay.
So this guy is cleaning up his work. This is his company. This is his reputation. He's now looking for other information as an analyst to say, if I'm going to analyze and give you proper what we call for consultation, I need to get everything that they have. And then the state is going, in my opinion, they are going through a piecemeal process that they give you one picture, next month they give you another one. And
the police expert, when the defense got, did he go to the house?
We don't know, but it seems as if he's looking for pictures, it seems as if the man wants to leave no stone unturned.
And then that also goes back to a topic we've all discussed before. If Mangena is in on this with the cooking, Steyn, Pinky, all these guys in on it, who are they protecting so much?
It's a good question.
Who's being protected? Who's been protected?
And I feel like most of the time we ask these questions, but we kind of have a clue, right?
Yeah, we have an idea, but is that person that important?
If my uncle is a taxi owner and I am just beneath that, maybe I own a couple of Ubers, so the protection starts there and my uncle protects me, then my uncle automatically gets implicated, and then it goes further and further and further.
Which then goes back to our government,
Exactly.
If Uhulumeni wethu is seeing this happen, we all see what's going on here. Even the people who are supporting the states, though, all those bots that are supporting the states, even those fake people can see what's going on, and nothing is being said. Crickets, just silence, radio silence. Nothing is being said in public. Guys, no one. The politicians, not even just our government, all the politicians. the coalition, there was the DA saying nothing, the EFF is saying nothing, the MK is saying nothing. All of them are saying nothing. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. If they are all so silent, why are they so silent? They're either all scared of the person that's protected. And let's get that much of that person.
You should ask yourself that question. You see, I think you should go back to what Tifo was saying. At the time, he sounded so crazy, very crazy. But I think now, if you listen to it, maybe it will give a new insight.
When you put it like that, so we don't know. Obviously, we know one of two things happens, no? One of two things happens. When the state finishes this case here, the defense applies for the case to be dismissed, and Rata approves that, or Rata allows the whole way through, and then these guys are found guilty. Then on appeal, these guys, or not these guys, Untanzi goes home, and then Usbia goes back and appeals his conviction, which was linked to this case anyway. You know, but it's only on appeal. But how much money, our money, our tax money being wasted on nonsense?
Hey, for it.
Our tax money being wasted on nonsense.
And it keeps on increasing.
All these guys getting paid every day. The legal aid, it's all Imali too.
And then on top of that,
no one is bringing that point up.
And then on top of that, tax money that we pay, they take our pension funds. Hey, wish.
All 2 pots to throw money.
Just to give government a chance, more chance to have our money, in my opinion. I don't understand that rubbish thing, but yeah, it's sorry for the wait, but it is what it is, man. It just pisses me off because I'm paying tax. Ngapha imali yami kumele ukuthi ngiyithole mangenzeka ukuthi ngiyaguga mangenzeka. Isikalwa manje sihlukaniswa phakathi manje. Kanti whose money is that? And ngapha I'm forced to pay it. It's not like I'm not forced to pay it emsebenzini. If kunjalo abasiyekeke if we don't want pension funds, just ngayikhokhi. That once and for all, we just use our money now, we invest it now for the future. If you chow it out, that's it. You'll be like soccer players. You are out of the game, you are out of the everything, so you don't afford your life. That's it.
So yeah, so it's this case, because Mangena, for me, Mangena will come in today. Anyway, guys, thank you. Thanks for the good work. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, bye. Right, let me read this one, then leave. Emily, I see you are back and you are connected. I'm sure people would like to see you say goodbye. Before that, hello, Mr. Nmas. I personally have all along been worried as to where did they get the number of a number ending with 202 Ngani from, but then I got the answer that they got it from the bank statement, and that is on its own, it's a fabrication because the number wasn't saved from KK phone. So that is Kelly Khumalo for those who like Kelly Khumalo. Yes. Where is that woman who I thought he was coming? That woman who came, it's 375. That woman who said was defining how Kelly was looking when he was
Steenkamp. She has been mentioned in the court, but I don't think the state is going to call her.
I said it's not going to bring that. Oh wait, that woman Bella is going to turn things.
Yeah, she has no filter. In the documentary, she went all out with her experience. And look at how every witness is kind of throwing her under the bus now. To say that she wasn't listening. I never said a revolver. I never said this. I never said that.
In fact, the defense can use that woman. Yeah, if the state is not calling that person, then the defense must use that woman to come and say, no, you said it was a revolver.
Sure, she must also come and salvage her reputation because now they're accusing her
Everyone's
of making
coming to
stuff
salvage
up.
their reputation.
Yes, why not her as well? Because Botumelo have been tarnishing her reputation on the ground, saying that she made up a revolver. They never said that they had a revolver.
In reality, it is to you guys. I just want to dropping this concern or comments of mine with regards to the Senzo case. One thing that I've realized is that when it comes to lies, whenever you tell a lie, in order to cover up for that lie, you need to tell another lie. And by so doing, you keep opening up loopholes. You see, from the beginning of this case, the state started by telling lies. And when the defense popped into the state case and brought out these lies, they had to coin a way to cover these lies, and they had to bring back Mr. Steyn, or Brian Steyn, as he prefers to be called, to cover up the lies. Remember when this man came the second time, when Advocate Mshololo was to take the stand to cross-examine him, he pointed out to him that the evidence that he has brought this time around doesn't look like something that he did alone. That it looks like he combined this evidence with someone else. Then Mr. Steyn said that no, he did it by himself. But what happened today? Today when Mshololo was cross-examining him, he made us to understand that no, he didn't do this thing alone. He did it in collaboration with Malo and the investigating team or officer. So you see, he told a lie, but at the end of the day, he couldn't defend that lie. He needed to open up. The state has been coming up with a lot of lies concerning this case. Now, this particular reason why this man came back was to clarify the controversy in the calls. But this man wants us to believe that a person can receive two separate calls at the same time. I mean, because the call in question, or the number in question, or the time of the calling in question has two different numbers. So is he telling us that Kelly Khumalo received two calls from two different persons at the same time, the same duration? Come on, man. These people should not take us for a ride. These people should not take us for a ride. And I wonder if the South African authorities are following this case, and they are reasoning the way some of us are reasoning when it comes to the testimony that the so-called state witnesses are giving. Because to me, if actually these people were following this case the way we are following and trying to analyze it the way we are analyzing it, this case would have been closed long ago. Yeah, because the state keep telling lies upon lies upon lies upon lies upon lies. I don't know for how long they're going to keep telling lies in order to cover the error that they made. Like I said, that the error the state made was from the very first day of the crime. The police blundered. The police officers that came to that crime scene made a very big blunder. And it is that blunder that they are trying to cover up. But they can't succeed, because no matter how hard you try to cover the truth, you will one day come to light. So that is my 2 cents in this matter. Good night and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Difficult to listen, but we have. Thank you very much, guys. That's it from me. And Vico 345, guys, please pray for Ntanzi. Guys needs our prayer. Masira, sorry, I meant to say, okay, CD Anna Muhabe, those are our members, by the way. Mohadi, Modiga, morning. Chugu Anna is here. Net was here. Mami was here. Dipuo was here. Locomotives was here. Bongmusa Manel was here. Siabulela Mzizi was here. Sizwe 18 from Gaga was here. And let's see who is Chuguana. Have been mentioned. Elizabeth was also here. Let's see. Metu Mhlanga was here. Let's see. My space and time was here. Nomados in Lovu was here. Okay, let's see who. Laura was here, our member. Let's see. Thomas Ditau was here. Zakel Lesbia was here. Let's see. Tobega D, our moderator, was here. Let me see who are missing. Please, Tsidi So Mtetwa was also here. Yeah, that's basically Tsita. Not sure if I called your surname properly, but you'll correct me, and not my intention to push her name. Know how it is. Lukaku was here. Mel, is there anyone you're seeing? Uncle Nails was here. yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thank you very much for being with us. Please like the video, share the video. Stelo Nchali was also here. Let me see. Who am I missing? Sipombata was here. Mbata was here. Sipombata was here. We know Sipombata from where? Cause FM. Was reading news, I think.
Is it Vico?
Vico. Yes, I said Vico 354.
Vico 354.
I don't know which one is it. Maybe you are right. Matube Tube was also here. Hey, Zakib our foot. When we have to read these names, it's hard, but try. I sweat. Should see me. I sweat all the time.
No, it's a good exercise. Difficult sometimes. Others, I engage abafowethu until ngithole kahle practice. Not ngoba nakho ngingafuna ukunibiza kodwa ke butchering it also must have a limit. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you, and that's a bye from me. Hi guys, we'll see you tomorrow when we have to talk about Ngena's testimony, if it happens.